what I want to do is like take you on a visual journey of who I am and who my family is and why I celebrate them. So imagine we're in a living room, and in the living room is the perfect church family, mom, dad, and 4 little kids, all so perfect. And behind them is this giant painting. And this painting is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's an oil painting. And it is an oil painting of white Jesus. It's been painted by my parents' beliefs, my grandparents' beliefs, by Craig's parents and grandparents' beliefs, by my beliefs, and by Craig's beliefs. And it's gotten really thick over the years. But you know what? I loved that painting. It meant a lot to me. It meant I knew myself. It meant I knew who my family was. The problem came when we had our 4th little darling child, and she told us she was a girl, but she was born biologically a boy. And according to my painting, that just couldn't be. And so I got real scared, and I wanted to hide it, and I didn't want anyone to know. So then Marigold gets older, and she's in youth group, and she's more expressive about who she is and who she loves and how she's going to present herself. And much to our disappointment, instead of sharing big love to her, they were the cruelest, the most unkind people I have ever seen in my life. And it was heartbreaking to see the community that you thought was safe turn on your child, turn on you, turn on your other kids, and accuse you of things, accuse you of poorly teaching, of poorly parenting. And so guess what? That painting, through the tears of me, through the tears of my husband, through the tears of all of my children, and especially our Marigold, that painting started to blend. It started to fade. It started to melt. And then it just became this black mess. In that moment, we walked away from the church because we couldn't endure seeing Marigold treated that poorly by people who said they loved her and they were going to love her in the love of Christ. But in that dark moment, the one shining light was my love, my big, 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 big love for my daughter. And that I was going to choose Marigold over any institution that told me she was less than. I would choose my girl. And so I did. And it was really hard for me to come into religious spaces because my painting, and I believe Craig's painting, it was just black. And I didn't have a definition anymore of who the divine was, because the divine that I was taught, that painting of that white Jesus, well, that was just too cruel and too messed up. And so we walked into ANC. And I always sat in the back, and I still do. And I was terrified because I didn't think I could trust any of you. Because I thought as soon as you found out about my girl, Marigold, and my other child that's queer, something bad would happen. That you would say they needed to change. That you would say the Bible says this. This painting is too important. We can't change our beliefs. And to my surprise, that's not what Craig and I saw. We saw a deep love for the queer community, a deep celebration of the strengths and beauty of being queer, of the divineness of being queer. Oh, yes, the divineness of being queer. And that's when I looked at my painting again. It wasn't black anymore. It wasn't even there anymore. All of it started to crack and fall off until all that was left was a mirror that showed me I'm divine. Craig is divine. My other children are divine. And most especially, my queer trans woman that's so beautiful, Marigold, is divine. And so I will celebrate, I will dance, I will party, I will do all the joyful things to let the queer community know you are loved, you are perfectly made, and you are to be celebrated because you are divine.